Hello everybody and welcome back to a series I know a lot of you used to clamor for. One that stopped about 5 episodes in last time for a very particular reason, and one that I'm happy to bring back to you. Now, it was either this Project Zomboid, today's Project Zomboid episode, or depending on whenever I post this, could have been a couple days ago now. I mentioned that I want to get to a 3 videos a day, everyday schedule. Now, I can't quite do that regularly. It's just not gonna, the time allotment in my life is just not gonna allow that. But I can do that irregularly, a little bit here and there. And the way I'm gonna end up kind of trying to manage that is by having mini-series. And Prison Architect is one of the series I really wanted to bring back, but one I don't think deserves a full series yet, but one that I think I could do 5 to 10 episodes on happily while showing off everything that it has to do. And the reason is because it's still in alpha. Now, last time I played the game, it was in alpha 6, and we are now in alpha 11, meaning there's been a lot changed, fixed, and added to the game, meaning it's worth kind of showing again to those who may not have seen it for a while, or may not have seen it at all. Either this will be kind of a refresher course for some people who haven't played it in a while, or it could be the tipping point to get some people to kind of dive into the relatively steep $30 asking price point, or for those who are not quite sure, maybe it'll kind of deter them depending on what kind of gameplay they see here. Either way, I'm happy to kind of show it to you. I will be starting a brand new prison. We're going to be talking about some of the new features that are in the game, at least the ones that I'm aware of, some of the new looks of the game, and I'll be discovering a lot of other things along the way as we play this little mini-series of Prison Architect. So without further ado, let's jump in. Turning off Fog of War, we don't want continuous intake. Continuous intake, for those who don't know, means that we're going to be getting prisoners, a random number of prisoners every single day forever. And we need to kind of somehow make that work, and God knows I'm not good enough at this game to do it. We're going to hit play, and as you're going to see, we're going to get a nice large plot, because I want to play on a large plot. Now, before we start the game, something new that's been added to the game is, say I fill all of this up and I need more land. He has added the ability to purchase plots of land around the map to continue building a prison. I like that. I think it's neat. We have a couple of other different kind of tabs down here, one of which is planning. Planning, what we can do is essentially literally plan out our prison without any major, without any building happening. This is literally, I can design like a happy face if I want as a prison, and no builders will build this until I actually lay down the foundations. So it's a neat way if you want to start planning out your prisons. But for now, all we want is to build a simple stuff. So what we're going to do, we have a to-do list up here. We're going to read the letter. We're going to ignore the letter because it's just like saying welcome. We're going to open up our reports and go directly to grants. Now, what grants is going to do is give us all kinds of money to get some basic stuff done. So we're going to grab the very first grant and just say okay for now. And we're just going to get the basic checklist done. Get a holding cell, a shower, a yard, a kitchen, and a canteen with 2 guards and 2 chefs. That's easy enough. What we're going to do is just build up a solid... we're going to do what looking like a 25 by 30, I think, building. We'll do 25 long, 30 wide. And it's going to be a planning phase. And then we can go right over here, grab foundations, and build foundation, and just say, that's where we want it, guys. Go ahead and build away. And as we hit the play button and speed up time here, we're going to have trucks delivering our workers and our materials as time goes on. Now, one thing I'd like to see this game do, and something that it never has done, and this does not look right, is, we're going to get rid of this. One of the things that I want to see done is... Why is this not... The foundations aren't as long as I wanted, so we're gonna have to drop some foundation here. There we go. It's 29 long. I think it's 30 long now, actually. One of the things I really would like to see this game do is add a faster time. This is as fast as the game goes, and it can make some really, really laborious waiting as we wait for all the builders to kind of get everything in and build everything up. It takes a really, really, really long time, and I would much prefer to see him add like a ×3 mode, something you would see something along in The Sims. Now, one of the things he's added is the ability to record your prison being built in a time-lapse mode and post it online in a kind of a fast build mode. Now, I can do that with Sony Vegas already, or After Effects, or whatever my editor of choice is. And I feel like for people who don't really do a lot of video uploading and video editing, that's kind of neat, but I'd much prefer to see a faster time implemented to the game itself, because as it is and as it always was, it tends to be a little bit on the slow side. Things kind of move at a kind of a snail's pace, and as good as that can be when dealing with prisoners and riots and whatnot in the prison itself, make it an option for us to speed up the game a little bit. Maybe it's planned in future builds of the game, but as it stands right now, and of course alpha things are always subject to change, it's just too slow for the game's own good. Even for those who are playing and not recording, sitting here and watching them laying down foundation at a ×2 speed, which might as well be kind of a normal speed, is just ungodly slow and unnecessary, and I would much prefer to have things kind of sped up a little bit. But luckily, since we're still kind of doing some early planning phases, while they're doing that, we can start plopping down some stuff. So we need to plop down a water station, which we're going to get going, and we need to get down a power station as well, so we can give some power to the game, or to our prison. I don't know if that's actually part of a grant at all. Administration, no. Health and well-being, cell block, so none of that is there. So this is probably going to end up coming out of our basic cash, which is totally okay. And they're almost done with the foundation, which is really nice, and it looks like they for some reason ended up doing a second layer of foundation here. Whatever, that's fine. Are they done? There we go. They finished one wall. They're almost done. So when the foundation is done being laid, which I'm a little worried is going to be kind of a mess up here just because of the way I accidentally laid it all. Really? They aren't going to finish? So we're just going to get rid of that. Just get rid of it, break it down. I want my foundation done. So we got some power laid down now. We have 20 hours before our prisoners arrive, and we're already taking down our first wall that was kind of placed horribly. Which is fine. It's just a little bit weird things in the game. We're going to have some garbage to deal with, which is all right on my end. Well, they'll take it themselves. They can just get rid of this last thing right here and finish the foundation. For whatever reason, is just not done. Why is it not finishing? Can we finish the foundation, please, gentlemen? And this is going to be where we're going to start seeing some of the buggy areas of the game. We're not seeing the finishing of the foundation. Without the foundation being finished, it requires an entrance, maybe that's the problem. Let's drop down a door. What we're going to have is a jail door here. We'll do a large jail door right at the entrance itself. We'll plop it down. Maybe once we put the door down, the building will fully build. So we'll have an entrance kind of plop down. Hopefully they'll pull it out of one of their crates that'll come out of their asshole. Hopefully. I'm not entirely sure. There you go. He's got one. If we plop down the door, I'm hoping it's going to end up kind of working. So he's plopping it in. Usually we used to see like a little bar, but now we don't. And the prison. There we go. We have the prison in now. So, now that we have the prison in, let's start actually working on some walls. So we want some concrete walls, which we'll build in here. We'll go 5 long. And you know what? We'll go a little bit longer than that. We'll go 10 long total as far as the hallway is concerned. And over here, the bottom, we will have ourselves down here, we'll have ourselves the holding facility. We're going to put a jail door right here, and of course we'll put another jail door here, because up here is going to end up being the shower. So we'll end up building a couple of another wall kind of blocking this off over here for the shower aspect. And this will be the shower room, this will be the holding cell. And another couple things that we're going to want to end up putting down is some metal detectors as they enter. We want to make sure that as they're entering the prison, they're not bringing any shanks or weapons or anything else as time goes on. Pretty much the end of any hallway, dropping metal detectors is going to be a really smart idea for pretty much any prison. So we'll do a couple at the end of the hallway as well. If you click on the mouse scroll button or whatever your equivalent is if you're playing on a laptop, that's what'll get that going. And in here will be the canteen. So what we're going to end up doing is building another wall over here, concrete, of course, and we will have ourselves the kitchen. And we'll build a couple of doors that will be hopefully locked. We don't need any jail doors. We can just drop some regular doors. A stylish door for your non-criminal personal occupants. So we'll have a couple of we'll drop down a personnel door, and this will be the kitchen in here. That way we can get ourselves in and out and start cooking for these fine gentlemen we call the prisoners. And this will be the canteen itself here. Things overall looking pretty decent right now. We'll actually probably want to slop down a jail door. We'll put a jail door. It looks like we could do one right here, which we're going to need. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So we'll go down, while they're kind of building the rest of it, we'll start getting into the utilities section and start making sure we have electricity amongst the people by wiring up some cables to the rooms, which we are going to need. By driving some cables up here, we will basically give power to the rooms. So we're just going to go around the outer perimeters, dropping it. It's going to cost us a good chunk of cash, but it's going to allow us to power everything that we need. And at the same time, we're going to need some pipes. Now, before we put in the pipes, we need to make sure we have everything that we need for said pipes. Putting down a capacitor as well, making sure that's on. We can switch that on when we're done. This needs power as well, actually, so let's make sure we have a cable running from here to here, making sure it gets power. Let's drop down some shower heads and some drains, of course, which we are going to need for people to take a shower in. And some toilets, which we'll put in the holding cells soon enough. Here's some drains. We're going to drop a drain at the edge of the room, and we'll have a couple in the center as well. Actually, what we can do is drop those. We don't need those yet. Where are the shower heads? There we are. So we're going to drop some shower heads amongst the walls. There's a couple there. And we'll drop a couple on this side as well. And then we'll drop some drains directly below the shower heads. I think the game is auto-saving. Yep, it is auto-saving, as you can see. We'll drop them directly below the shower heads as well to make sure we try and get some sort of coverage, because floods can happen, which will raise the unhappiness of the prisoners, which is a huge problem that we definitely don't want to end up dealing with. Oh, good, we got some power over here now, which is excellent for everybody. And in order to get some water running, we want to make sure we get some pipes down. But before we do that, let's get some basic stuff set up in the holding cell. Let's plop down a sprinkler in the corner and a couple of toilets, one on each side, so people have something to go to the bathroom in while they're being held. And we want to make sure we have some sort of entertainment for them and some sort of relaxation, so to speak, as well. Beds are pretty big. We could give them some beds, but I prefer just to give them a couple of benches for now. We'll give them a bench, and we do have a couple of TVs that I think we can drop down as well. Let's just give them one. Let's give them a TV here and here, and we can even drop a phone booth in here if they want to talk to their significant others, just to make sure the happiness is relatively high. There we go. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. And now we're going to drop some pipes in. So the way pipes work is, if you want to start with, it's kind of how it works in real life. You want to start with some big pipes, and then with those big pipes eventually go to smaller pipes to get more specific with the distribution of water. So we got some big pipes here, and then we can drag some small pipes up and across. And then we can continue with this big pipe situation, run it across the front of the prison, and then run some small pipes here and here to give water to everything that we need over there. So we got 13 hours before everything comes in. Now we are going to start designating some rooms. A holding cell is going to be in here, and a shower is going to be here. And we're going to want a kitchen, which we don't have everything we need for a kitchen yet, so let's make sure we drop everything we need to make make this a kitchen. We're going to need a cooker of some sort. We can run it right along the wall here. We could probably drop just one cooker for now. Serving table, which is desperately going to be needed as well. We can drop a serving table in the canteen area. We'll have a sink so they can kind of get some cooking and cleaning done. A refrigerator, which can be dropped right in the middle there. And do they need anything else? Let's take a look. If we go to the rooms section and hover over the kitchen, it'll tell us exactly what we need to make it. So canteen needs serving table and requires indoors. So this is going to be our canteen. And then our kitchen is going to require a cooker, fridge, a sink, and it's got to be indoors. So that's going to be everything that we need as far as a kitchen is concerned, which is good. We can go to staff now and start hiring guards, which we're going to drop a couple of guards in here. It looks like we need more power. We're going to need more power to power everything, which is fine. We can go to utilities and drop a couple of capacitors, and then we'll reboot it. We can switch off and then switch it back on once those capacitors hit. We have 12 hours before they arrive, and we need a couple of chefs as well. So a couple of cooks, which is going to cost us some cash. I think I dropped 3 cooks accidentally. We're going to drop a 3rd guard as well. And there we go. We got some basic stuff going on. We can even drop a couple more co-workers. Another worker. And we have $16,000 left. And I like this little tab that actually tells us how many guards are available and whatnot right now. As you can see, everybody's working with a flashlight. Hopefully with the new guards, we'll be able to basically be okay. I'm going to drop a foundation for a small building over here, which I want to be a storage area. They'll get to work on that in a little bit, as soon as we get some of this all running. There we go. We could probably drop one more, and we can switch it on. There we go. Everything is powered, which is good. What we're going to want to do is we need a yard as well, which is I completely forgot about. In order for them to get to the yard, we could drop a yard up, but I think what we're going to do is drop a yard over here. So what I want to do is build another small area outside that's going to have some fences, but we're going to want to build a hallway for them first. Another 5x5 hallway, I think, is a good way to go. They're going to have to come through the canteen, which I'm okay with. Let's start doing that right now. Small area, small hallway for everybody to come through. Let's do a 10-sided hallway here. And we'll, of course, drop some doors. We'll drop a couple metal detectors first, so they don't end up stealing anything. 3 metal detectors there. And a large jail door, or we should probably do 3 small jail doors. 1, 2, 3. There, and there. And then, of course, we'll need 1, 2, 3, there, and there. So they're going to start building away. And then we'll build a fenced-in area that's going to be... fences are free, I believe. And we can easily build a yard out of this. Small little playpen for our prisoners, so to speak. 10, 15, and then that'll be there. Everything's kind of getting loaded in, which is good for us. We have 9 hours. We got to work through the night to kind of get everything working. We should probably put down a few... What do they eat on? Tables, right? We need some tables. So we'll drop some tables for them for now, and then a couple of benches right next to the tables for them all. And we ran out of power already, which is actually kind of a problem. I don't remember running out of power this badly before, so we're gonna have to drop a bunch of capacitors, and hopefully that'll get dropped pretty quickly. We're gonna dictate this as the yard, if I can find it. Yard. There it is. And we'll dictate all of this as a yard. There we go. We'll have a yard now. And what does it need to be considered a yard? Does it need 5x5 behind at least 1 door? Which is fine. Looks like we are going to have it behind 1 door. We have prisoners coming very, very shortly. I need them to start throwing down those capacitors soon. We need a staff-only door as well for this area. We can have 2 entrances for it. That's fine. Why do I have this over here? The hell is this over here? What is this? Can I get rid of this? Why do I have this? Dismantle that. I don't need that. Alright, we have some capacitors now. Switch on. Alright, there we go. Once again, we're looking good. Do I have jail doors all over here? We can lock them. We're going to have these all locked shut for now. just for everybody. And have them actually put them on normal mode, which is, I guess, okay. So they're just going to stay open on normal mode, which worries me a little bit. But that's fine. And this is going to be our storage area. We can actually dictate something as storage, which is that, which means we'll take everything that gets delivered and kind of move it into the storage zone. And I think we have everything that we need. Let's just make sure everything is looking pretty good. Let's drop down some more utilities. We got to get some electricity going over there. It looks like they need some water. We might be able to drop... we'll have this going along the outside again. And we'll do like that, so that way we can have some small pipes just running along here and here. And if we ever need to put any pipes or anything that requires water along these sides, we should be fine. We have 6 hours before the prisoners arrive, and we have our basic prison, Fort Mathis, kind of already in, which I like. Next up, if you take a look at our reports, we're going to want to build some administration, followed by cell box and human well-being, which we're definitely going to want to get done probably next episode. But for now, as you can see, everything else is just kind of being built. Now, I'm not quite sure what they're building. Stacks of pipes, it looks like, which is going to be good for us. And another thing I'm going to want, which is just to keep things safe, we're going to want multiple... And you know, you never can be too safe. Multiple metal detectors, which we can have here. No, which we can't actually have here. So maybe those one metal detectors will be fine. So they're building pipes over there. We have a holding cell. Oh, I wanted to put some windows in the holding cell. It'll kind of keep them quiet for the most part, or it'll add some happiness. Some happiness. I'm not entirely sure if I need to put like how the windows work, but I'm gonna drop one here, one here, one here, and one here. Hopefully that'll count for them. And we have 5 hours and 45 minutes before the prisoners arrive. But until then, I think we're good. I think we have some stuff set up. This drain is wicked off. Can I actually bulldoze that? I can't. And I just, oh, it's dumping it right now. We're going to replace that and have it in a better spot. Let's just plop another one here. Actually, no, that was actually perfect where I needed it. I lied. The one that's off is this one right here, and I don't know why that's there. But whatever, we're going to have extra drains. I probably blew a little bit of money in doing that. But overall, that's fine. Is there anything else I want to do? Is there anything else I need to do while this is happening? We could probably put down a couple of phone booths in the canteen. We could probably slap here, a couple of phone booths. But that'll be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're excited that this is going to be back up and running. I know I am, and our jail is looking pretty decent right now. I'll be interested to see what happens when the prisoners actually arrive. But until then, I'll see everyone next time.